Hey, hey, hey. Afternoon, evening, morning. Depends where you're at in the world. Clean the whiteboard. I love a clean whiteboard. So it's your girl, it's Crystal, the six-figure anthology strategist. Just popping in really quickly as I am getting ready to teach a new set of authors how to bring their story to life, get their signature story out there in the marketplace. So let's just talk about that really quickly. Isn't this nice and pretty? It's so pretty, my board. Listen, I don't know what it is about me and this whiteboard, but I love my whiteboard. I'm gonna get me a new one, another one soon as I move into my new place. But if you're on, just gonna ask that you share, tag, and invite somebody to the broadcast. Somebody will probably really appreciate this. So I want to talk about signature stories really quickly, all right? So let me just put this up here. Signature stories. And sorry for having my back to you, but I don't have the board like just standing right in front. So signature stories. Let's chat about it real quick. Signature stories. I like colors and things like that, so listen. It's what I do. I don't know. I'm a color girl. I like colors. Most of y'all like that purple and pink any other way. So just let me know if you can hear me. Just let me know if you can hear me really quick. So when it comes to signature stories, as I was teaching last night in the anthology membership, in the membership last night in the anthology aftercare, let me just give you a couple of things, all right, when it comes to signature stories. I don't ask people to come into anthologies with me to just give up a story. I'm helping you create your signature piece so you can actually take that piece into the marketplace, all right? So one of the things that your story should hold, that signature story, is something that you will never forget. So it's a memorable moment, okay? It's a memorable moment in your life, number one, all right? It's a memorable moment in your life that you will never forget. And the other thing, it must be easy to convey. So you should be able to easily be able to talk about this story for other people to connect to the story, okay? The other thing is your signature story solves a problem in the marketplace. So when people think that their story doesn't have value, they are truly wrong, because your story has so much value in it. You are able to overcome those obstacles, those struggles, those challenges, whether it be in the workforce or whether it be, life, in your life, your marriage, your family situations. You've been able to overcome it. So it has so much value. But I know a lot of people think that their story is insignificant, and it's really not. And people don't realize that people are telling their stories every day, all day long. So once again, y'all, I'm just going to ask that you share, tag, and invite somebody to this broadcast, all right? Because I'm just giving out some tips really quick. All right, the other thing is, inside of your story in that moment, I help you, hold on, let me just write it out. Inside of your story, there's the solution. This is why I say it's so valuable. It's really so valuable, and your solution is in this, and the solution inside of your story has the solution for your reader. Okay? Because remember, you're writing the story, and the story is not for you. The story is for the ideal reader. So, like when we're looking for books online, we're looking for things to help solve a problem, to give us insight, give us information of how to do something. All right? That's what it really is. Okay? So, I want to just switch up my markers real quick. Switch up my markers. And I want you, I'm going to highlight some of the words. Memorable, okay? It solves a problem. Your story has the solution, okay? Signature story is so good that other people will be able to reiterate your story, your moment. People can always tell, you know, Krista, you always talk about that moment that when you saw yourself in the mirror and how you saw, you know, you talk about death, you talk about how you looked really, you know, bad. You felt, you saw some fear, you saw the struggle. You also saw hope because you was like, I know that there is more to me and I don't know who this person is. And my story talks about getting clear of the clutter. My story is talking about, you know, getting my vision crystal clear so I can see exactly who I am. So my story is really helping you reclaim your identity, bouncing back from adversity and seeing beyond really what you're seeing in the natural. So my story helps a woman that have been, you know, through some really, really hard times. For mine was addiction. Having this struggle with addiction at an early age, okay, in my early 20s. So that memorable moment, I always talk about it being in the bathroom. It's so memorable. I never forget what I had on, never forget the smells, never forget anything about that moment because I now can remember exactly everything about it. All right. So last night, like I was saying, in my aftercare membership program that I have, in addition to helping you create your signature story, one of the things that I do is I help them also to create their signature courses that now they can take the book, they can have signature talks, they can have signature courses, they can have signature programs because they are stamping the marketplace with their solution, okay? With the solution. It's not really, it's with the solution that you have. So I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of bonus here, which when I talk about, and this is why we're going to use this purple right here, okay? So when I think about course creating, the first thing you want to work with is your title, right? Everything to me is about like the very beginning of everything. So your title should be it should be result driven. It should have your buyer, your customer, the desire that they're looking for. It should also have that outcome in there that they're going to get, right? But it also should be number one, the main thing, it has to be easy to explain. You have to be able to explain it. Her course is what she discovered last night is that her course that she's now creating and she's getting ready to sell is based off of her ideal reader. Her ideal reader struggles with, from out of her signature story, the first thing is she's struggling with is forgiving herself. So her course is based around forgiveness. Okay? So that title needs to be saying something to that forgiveness, but her story is also speaking to that as well. So this is just a quick tip from me to you today about signature stories. It's much deeper than that. But this is some of the things, now why this marker won't go in. This is some of the things that I will help you actually do when you join the anthology. Now, this is some of the stuff that you want to do, which I know many of you, what you are really looking for is you want to have, let me just see over here. You want to have the financial freedom. You want to have the time. You want to be able to sell the book. You want to have speaking engagements. You want to be able to share that story. This is signature story confidently. You don't want to be breaking down and not knowing how to really structure the story and tell the story. You want to be able to show up in the marketplace that way, right? You want to create additional income and in products and services off of the story. And well, like I'm showing you right now, one of the things, signature, we start with the signature story that now takes you into the course, that now also helps you get speaking engagements, that now help you get coaching programs, premium coaching programs, because there's no reason for you to sell anything less than, really, to be honest with you, you should be making like 4 figures and higher, or whatever the case may be. Because you have stuff of value. Your stuff is very valuable. I like people to find the value in what it is that they have. All of us have things of value. Everything about us has value. Our story, our life, our expertise, our skills. We are women, and I'm speaking to women right now. We are women that hold a significant amount of value. Not saying our brothers don't, because they do too. But it's by the time that you see the worth that you have. And I know one of the things that will help you see it is writing your signature story. So I'm just inviting you to join me on Volume 2 of No More Residue. The theme is called Girl, See the New You. You need to see the new you, because there is more to you. There really is. I would have never been able to see the woman that's standing here if I didn't take God up on his word. I didn't even know it was God at the time, but I know one thing he kept saying to me was there was more to my life. So every time I was standing in that mirror, I had a decision to make. And I made the decision. I was very familiar with what I was doing, but I wasn't familiar with what the new thing that he kept trying to speak to me. It wasn't until I found my worth. It wasn't until I took action that I was able to see the woman that's standing here 22 years later. 22. And this is why when you say your story doesn't have value, not of any significance, I'm here to tell you that your story, and not just tell you, I'm here to show you that your story does have that type of value. Because we're talking about 22 years later, I've been able to transform my life, change my life. And that takes work. And people right now are struggling, wanting to know, how can they change their life? How can they change their circumstances? And do you know you are holding the key to help them do that? So I want to help you get crystal clear and write your signature story. So now you too can be like me. You don't have to be me, but be like me. Full-time entrepreneur, dominating your space, walking in your calling. Let me tell you something. Can't nobody stop me. Nobody. Listen, that's a whole different conversation, but I'm just telling you that it's been through me sharing my story that my life has changed. It started from in the rooms of AA. I was telling the ladies last night, that's where I started getting my training on learning how to speak and learning how to present. That was my first training ground. See, a lot of us overlook what we had to do to get where we are. But I'm going to help you retract your steps so you can find and see what you've done to transform and change your life. And it's not very easy to bring it out of here and put it on paper. And it's not very easy. So listen, I hope you need to take what I gave you today and you can run with it. But one thing I know, you need to know about publishing, need to know about launching, marketing. What do you do after the book is created? I get a lot of clients that come to me and they have already kind of like started working on the book, putting the book together. And that sometimes is wrong, so we have to scrap it, throw it away. But there is so much more to just writing and publishing and pushing out a book. And this is why my ladies, the people that my clients that I work with, they are having this success. One of the ladies that just was in volume 2 of When Destiny Needs Intervention, and I told her this morning, I was like, you better see the work that you did. It hasn't even been within 60 days. You was able to sell 75 books, and she's new to the entrepreneurial space. She's never been on social media. She don't have no following. So when, we read those ads that say, oh, you don't have to have an audience. Oh, you don't have to have a following. Let me tell you something. One thing I know how to do is I know how to build organically. So I'm teaching her and all the rest of them how to actually do exactly that. And believe it or not, they are selling their books. They are making that dent in their goals. They are achieving their goals. I'm not out here 3 years, left a corporate job, doing full-time entrepreneurship just because there's no other income coming in. I'm working my business, and I want to help you have this type of success as well. So I know what God has placed on my heart, and to be honest with you, I think this might be around the last anthology that I'm going to do. So this is not something for you to debate. And if you know God is calling you to do it, that's why I wrote the post. And I know some of you might think that was a little harsh. But what I want to help you do is silence the enemy. It's not you I'm really coming after. I'm talking to the enemy that is coming after your destiny, coming after your vision, coming after your desire, coming after your dream, coming after your family, because that's exactly what he's doing. Y'all might not notice that, but I know that he's coming, and that's why he doesn't want you to come and write your signature story. Because let me just tell you about what else. Let me just be honest. I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put this in a whole nother bright color. Okay, another bright color. Your story will bring healing and deliverance and freedom with you, starting with you. And God is so good, and God is so great. I mean, when I think about God being good and great, I'm not thinking about just because I got a new car, I got a new house. God said, I don't want you to be walking around with this burden. I don't want you to walk around with this unforgiveness. I don't want you to walk around with this bitterness. I don't want you to walk around with this brokenness. I don't want you walking around with this heaviness. I want you to be free. I want you to be free. I've called you to be free. I want you to be healed. And healing is not just from cancer. Heal from the moment that you were in. Heal from that instance. Heal from that experience. Heal from those conversations that you've had. Healed. My God wants you healed. And he said, I know the best way to do it because, like I tell people all the time, we like to quote scripture, but the word says that we are writing, right? The first thing he did is write. And writing gives you the opportunity, it's helping you release that thing. One thing you can ask my authors, I'll put it up here again for some of you, I create safe spaces. And I'm talking about real safe spaces. I just told you about my story, so you really are not going to tell me anything that I have not heard before. And it doesn't matter if I didn't hear it or not. I'm going to create this space for you to have a sacred space and a safe space for you to tell the story, write the story, release the story, and so you can get to the destiny that God has you. Get to the goal that you have. I'm looking over here, y'all, because this is my whole work wall. This is not just one of it. It's just over here. So hold on for a second. You can get to all of these things. Hold on. Just bear with me 1 second. I really just want to. When I tell you I have a work wall, I have a work wall, okay? I know you want to grow your business. You want to start the business. You want to make money. You want to be able to have the lifestyle that you want. I totally get that. You want that. And God is saying that you prayed for it. This is the answer. Writing your story. Writing your story. This is the answer. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just trying to present the opportunity to you. So, I see there's some people on, a lot of people on, but these people, I'll be banning some of them in a minute. Hold on for a second. So what I'm going to do, I probably should have had this. It's hard to write when you have the thing on the stand, and the stand is just not very secure. Bitly, yeah. All right, so this right here, and I'm going to pin it. Go there and register. Register because I'm going to be going more in depth of what the project looks like. Okay, this is not just write your story. This is also start your business. Okay, so in this opportunity, in this offer, you will be able to write your signature story, get your brand message, discover your get your brand message, create your course. There's just so much. So I want you to register so I can really go over everything more in detail of what this opportunity is. Okay? So that's it for now. Like I said, it was a little tip. Actually, I stopped what I was getting ready to do, was getting ready to head out the door, and this came to me, and I said, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and put this on and do this live real quick to give you all this information, okay? Because I do truly believe, and not only do I believe, I know for sure, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm walking away. I know for sure that this will bless you in more ways than you can ever imagine. I'm living proof of it. So, there you go. The link is there. I'll talk to you all later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. It don't want me to get off the broadcast, but I got to go.